Hello. Hi. We're just going to get right into it today because today I'm just going to use this as therapy because that's kind of what it is to me. We'll get into all the things that have been going on and why I'm in the state that I'm in, why my hair is the way it is, and I chose a headband that made me happy and not because it matched my outfit, all of that good stuff. But to keep it somewhat congruent, I'm going to be doing a trial run of my Bridesmaid makeup that I will be putting on myself this coming weekend. So if that sounds something like you're interested in, let's go ahead and jump to it. Hopefully Frank cooperates. We're going to get into Frank too. That's a whole thing. However, I have already prepped my face with what I'm going to prep my face with the day of, which is Phytosurgence C Submerge, Verdant Forcefield, and then the Live Tinted SPF 3-in-1, the Hueguard. And I know for sure, bless you Frank, that I'm going to be using the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. I have mine in Mont Blanc. That is what we're going to use. I just used the House Labs in the last Get Ready With Me, and quite honestly, I just prefer this formula. I don't know that even this is like a perfect match, but I like it. So it's hard for me to hold on to the House Labs when I like this so much, and I've been using it for a while now that I'm for sure going to empty this one. And I think when I do, I'm like torn. Do I keep the House Lab and push through and like really get my thoughts around it? But I think I'm going to end up returning the House Labs because I can't find the right color. And this is closer, I think, to my skin tone, and I like how it looks. And when I have worn the House Labs, which has only been a couple of times with each shade that I've had, it doesn't wear in as nicely. Like it gets too dry, and this kind of stays hydrated. And I've used the same kind of priming base with both the foundations. I just like the performance of this one better. And I know that it will stay through all of the activities of the wedding, including dancing my tush off, because that will be happening. Not to mention, I like something that is a little bit more perfected. Like this is the foundation I reach for when I want to be perfected, even though it is more of like a high medium. Same with the House Labs. I think that you can get high medium pretty easy right off the bat, but to me, they're like competing with each other in my collection, and the NARS just wins out. So I think that's where I'm landing. So I just answered my own hypothetical that when I run out of the NARS, I will be repurchasing the NARS, and I think House Labs RIP for me. But I wanted to sit down and do this because I'm in a huff today. So much so that I just put in a full day of work, and I know that I need to film because we have yet another trip coming up, which is most of the reason why I'm in a huff, and we'll get there. But I'm also relaxing with the Bolin Diet Cola. If you have the opportunity to try this, highly encourage it. I fell in love with it at North Star in Columbus. If you ever get a chance to eat there, please do. It's my husband and my favorite restaurant, probably of all time. And it's like not cola or Diet Cola as you know it. It's better. It almost has like a tiny bit of a root beery type taste. I don't know what it is. It's not as like sweet or sweetener tasting either. It's just really good. But anyway, I feel like I've done nothing but batch film because we went on our Yellowstone trip. We were back for 2 weeks, but the 2 weeks that we were back, each weekend we had out of town family gatherings, and we actually spent the whole weekend away. Today's Monday, so the weekend leading up to this, and we took Frank to festivals each weekend. And man, he's such a trooper. He did so good. He was so calm. And he was so calm because he was terrified. But to be fair, I don't think we thought 2 of the 3 places that we went would be so busy. And of course, the last one was the one where it was much more calm, and he did way better. So he has been having some tummy problems. Poor guy. And I was up until 4. Well, I was up until 2 with him, and then he woke my husband up at 4:30, and I woke up with him. So I didn't get a lot of sleep. And on top of that, let me grab my bronzer real quick. Everything will be listed down below. I've like packed all of the makeup. We'll get there. We'll get there. Anyway, last night we were planning the rest of our trip. So we have a family wedding that I am a bridesmaid in, and I'm also doing some others' makeup for, including my nieces, which I'm so excited. Shout out to Kaylee and Morgan. Kaylee used to keep a count on how many times I shouted her out, so there's 2 for you, girl. But I'm very excited to see my family because we live all over the United States, and this one is quite a ways away, like a full day of driving. And I'm very excited because it's in Kentucky, and my husband and I have been going to Louisville as kind of like a couple's trip since we got together, really. I think like within the first year or 2, I think was our first trip, but we've been there 4 to 5 times, and I'm a bourbon girl. I've mentioned here that I have family in Kentucky, and I went there a lot for the summer. I even lived there one summer, and that's when I got into bourbon when I was in college. So when I met my husband, I was out of college for a couple of years and kind of passed the interest on to him. And going to Louisville and doing all the tours, it's like the perfect mesh of lovely smells like bread, which love that. It's also like history, which my husband and I both love. And then it's also kind of engineering and manufacturing and a little bit of like food and drink, you know. So we have always really loved that. And it was on our first trip that I knew, like, okay, I'm going to marry this guy and he's perfect. And I don't know if he felt the same on that trip or if that's when he knew, but it always kind of, the smells of that always kind of take us right back to that first time, and we just love it. So we were trying to plan some things around the wedding so that the drive that far was kind of more worth it almost. And back when we first started going, which was like in 2015, 2016, somewhere around that time, there was a resurgence of interest in bourbon, and I knew that. But man, it has exploded. There's so many new like craft distilleries or micro distilleries. I think craft is for beer. But anyway, you have to book like months and months in advance. And I will be honest, with starting a new job and getting Frank and just all the other things that we were doing, we just didn't book things out that far. So we were looking last night, and one of the main reasons we're doing this too is the first trip that we went there, we signed up to be ambassadors with Maker's Mark, which is, it's really fun. I highly recommend you do it if you are interested in bourbon at all. They send cute little kind of like kitschy Christmas gifts every year, but the main benefit is that you can put your name on a barrel, and then after the barrel has been aged long enough, you can go down and get a bottle from your barrel. So we knew that this year was the year that that would be coming up. So we booked that, and I'm so excited. It's like I'm just so excited. It's going to be really nice for us, but I cannot believe that things are booking that far out in advance. There are children playing outside, and Frank is bullying them. So before I jump into brows, he's feeling much better. Clearly, he wants to play. He also wants to bully the neighborhood kids. So my husband is going to partake in play o'clock because that's what time it is. What I was saying was, I cannot believe that you have to book out that far in advance. So what happened was we had to switch our whole itinerary, and instead of doing kind of our Louisville trip on the way back in consecutive days, we're now going down 2 days earlier. So everything had to be moved up 2 days. And That's fine. You know, I'm still missing the same amount of work, but this is where it kills me. I thought I had 2 extra days to catch up on laundry, to pack, to pre-film, because I will be gone for a week, and now all of that has to happen today and tomorrow. And I've kind of just like, I feel like I'm on hyperdrive, like, get everything done that you can. And because I'm doing so many people's makeup, a big chore that I have to do is to wash all of my makeup brushes that I'm going to need. And I always do this to myself where I don't wash. And then I have to wash like 60 brushes. And I know a lot of you think that that's a lot, but I have a lot because I've accrued them over a decade, and I don't like to wash them, so I just grab new ones. And also different formulas and different looks call for different brushes, so I do my makeup a lot. That's why I started this channel, and now I have to do that tonight and like pray to the high heavens that they dry in time for me to pack by tomorrow. So if anyone has any tips, even though it will be too late, I could definitely use it in the future, you know? So let a girl know. But we're into the interesting part now. So I use products that are kind of my tried and true. I use the Patrick Ta. I used the Gucci for my contour and bronzer. I used the Beauty Pie pencil because I'm having a brow pencil situation and I like it. With the Kosas Brow Gel, I do not like the Beauty Pie Brow Gel. It's kind of like green almost. Too green anyway. The NARS foundation, the Rose Ink Concealer, and the Westman Atelier powder. And this is where I'm not sure what I want to do, and that is eyes. I have debated between just doing a simple strong wing, which is my kind of, I feel like that's how I picture my face. Like that's just, I've worn that for so long. That's just kind of what I'm used to seeing in the mirror. And then I'm like, I kind of want to do smoky, like that classic kind of wedding bridal look. So if you can, you know, bear with me through all of this ranting that we're going to get into, there might be kind of like a bridal-y smoky eye baked in there somewhere. But my dress is Malibu blue. I'll pop a picture up on the screen. So I need to keep that in mind when I'm working with colors because that color is not necessarily made for me. And I need to bring my face to the situation that it looks the best next to that color in, if you catch my drift. So I do know that to build the structure of my look, I'm going to use the Hindash Monochromance and maybe the Beautopsy. I think I can do it with just the Monochromance though. And then where I'm torn is I think I'm going to end up using the Soft Glam 2 palette from Anastasia, which is one of their smaller palettes. These are essentially the colors that I wore on my wedding day. And then I think instead of jumping to such a dark color like the black in this palette, I might be able to get away with building some of it with a brown eyeliner and some of these brown shades in the Monochromance. And that is what we're going to do, I believe. I'm going to start with some Gucci bronzer in my crease to keep all of the colors meshing, and also because I do want to look fairly bronze, I need to remember to pack the Fenty body sauce if I want to kind of use that on my arms and décolletage, because I think the color I'm wearing would benefit from slightly bronzier skin, especially for photographs that will live on in my family. And I'm going to bring that way out just to start building that kind of lifted eye. But yeah, I'm really feeling the crunch time. I'm praying that I can get all the filming done. I know everyone's going to say, don't push yourself. I love filming. This is like me time. I want to carve out time to this. I want to. So I'm not stressing myself out, even though it sounds like I am. The stuff I'm stressed out about is not filming. It's washing makeup brushes and having them dry in time, packing for this trip that's like, I know at least 2 days. The outfit is covered because I will be in a bridesmaid dress one day and I will be in my rehearsal dress the next, which I cannot wait. Maybe once I get back, because that's the other thing. These fashion videos are taking me a while because I'm living out of a suitcase and I don't have kind of a weekend day to really play around with shooting B-roll. But that is happening as soon as I get back because I cannot wait. So I just put the lightest shade here to brighten the inner corner and up under the eyebrow. I am going to use this dusty shade now in my crease. But I'm so excited to film those. They're coming. I hope that what I get to pre-film is exciting for you. The Phytosurgence went up and that was so much fun to film. Let me know if you guys like that. But I'm so happy Frank's feeling better because I really did not want to leave if he was not feeling well. And I am very excited about this trip. It's just getting everything ready. I hope you cannot hear the commotion outside. I have no idea what it is. It sounded like children at first, but I don't know what children would be doing to make that noise. Okay, the next rant, because this is a very ranty video. Well aware. My hair is a disaster because if you follow me on Instagram, you've heard the bad news. If you have not seen, if you don't follow me or you didn't see this, the shampoo that I rave about that saved my scalp, because if you're new here, hi, I get hormonal breakouts on my scalp, which I know is very weird. And just to recap, I did that Dusty Rose shade and now I'm just going in with kind of like a lighter taupe just to continue to build shadow. Okay, I'm actually going to try a technique that I have never used before, and it's with an eyebrow pencil or an angled brush and a dark brown eyeliner. This is the Victoria Beckham, and I'm going to start creating volume at the lash line with just a tight line. And then I'm going to create a wing like I would do with liquid liner. Like so. And then I'm going to shape it with this angled brush. But what I was saying, I have no idea. Because there are distractions coming at me from every angle as I'm trying to do this. I will say this is such a good practice to do as a trial run because I already found things that I thought I had packed that I did not, and would have been quite sad to find out that I did not have them with me. And actually, I think what's going to suit this technique better is a pencil brush, so I'm going to go in with that next. And I say I don't normally do this technique because I usually build this outer corner with shadow, but I want to practice my eyelining smudging techniques, and I also think that that might be a little too stark, so we're going to build on top of it, and I think that that's going to be really pretty. So I'm actually going to help smudge that with the same pencil brush going into the darkest brown shade in this palette. I had a feeling I was going to do this. I'm just like zoning out, if you will, and really focusing on this. I do like it so far. It's the same overall shape as my typical smoky eyes, but I do really like that. I'm going to go back into that first dusty shade that we used and start blending even more. I really like kind of bridal and bridesmaid looks to be really blended and kind of smoky. Especially for someone like me who I have very light lashes and features, so they get lost in photographs, especially at any certain amount of distance. So I really like to bring all of that contrast back to my face. I'm really liking that so far. It's a very soft kind of romantic pink smoky. And I like bringing more of that brown back in because I am wearing a blue. So I don't want it to read too pink or purple. I want it to be just kind of soft and romantic. Oh, my hair. How could I forget? Okay, so I think I left off where, like, if you didn't follow me on Instagram or you didn't see the post, I already mentioned, I get hormonal breakouts on my scalp. We're back. We're back in action. What happened was, I have mentioned, I think in pretty much every empty, that I have had such scalp problems. I finally found through a local salon that is the same company. So Renee Fouterier, I don't know. I'll pop it on the screen. Don't judge me. I'm upset already. I went to their salon. They did a whole scalp treatment. They sent me home with the products, sample size products of the regimen that they recommended to me based on my concerns and all of that good stuff. And I'll be honest, I was not sold at first. I was like, I don't know. But the one shampoo, the Naturia Everyday Gentle shampoo, is exactly what I need. And I will describe that to you now, because I'm going to be asking for help at the end of this. So it is what they say it is. It is very gentle, but it also is very effective at cleaning. Like, there is no film left on your hair or scalp. Your scalp feels very clean, but it's not overly stripped. It has a lovely basil scent. It also has peppermint, caraway, and basil seed oils in it, which I don't know if that's like the magic ingredient that helps heal my scalp. But not only does it prevent breakouts because I'm washing my hair every day with something that's like gentle and effective, but it also helps heal up anything that might have happened, like if I didn't wash a day and I'm starting to break out, or I used a product that irritated my scalp, all that good stuff. It also came in a jumbo size, which was like 20 to 30 ounces. Again, I'll pop it on the screen. And it was like $56, which has gone up with inflation like everything else. But I always timed it perfectly so that I would buy my next bottle when they did a 25% off like friends and family sale, that they did often enough that literally every time that I was getting low, they would have that sale and I would repurchase. Well, they had that sale when I was getting low a couple of months ago, but I noticed that the large size was out of stock. So I panicked and I messaged them and asked, like, please tell me you're not discontinuing this. Like, why is it out of stock? And they're like, no, we're not discontinuing it. It's coming back in stock. And I was like, okay, great. Honestly, even if I had to buy that at full price at this point in my life, I absolutely 100% would. Because like I said, it is one of the only things. I have tried everything. I have tried the Vanna cream that everyone swears by for sensitive scalps. Not for me. Didn't make my hair nice at all. It stripped my hair. I'm a dry person, so it can't be stripping. And I don't think that zinc shampoos are what I need because I don't have dandruff. I just have acne prone skin that extends to my scalp is basically how I would describe it. And they were like, but basically they told me they are not discontinuing it. And bold-faced lie. They had another sale, and I was like, okay, I'll check again. Meanwhile, I had bought the bottle that I needed on Amazon because it was still available, and it was through them, so I didn't have to worry about it being counterfeit. So I still have half a bottle, which is the silver lining of this that we'll get into. But I went to the site, and lo and behold, it said, this product has been discontinued. When I tell you that I had a panic attack, I am not exaggerating because I have no idea what I'm going to do now. I picked up a travel size of the Native shampoo to try because it's like literally 10 ingredients. That's it. And I figured, why not? We'll give it a shot. The other one that I picked up is the shampoo that is the, what do you call it? Companion to the hair mask that I use as a conditioner from Shea Moisture. And I tried that yesterday. My scalp hates it, immediately broke out. I have huge breakouts on the top of my head that hurt. And on top of that, my hair looks like I haven't washed it in days, and I washed it less than 24 hours ago. So that one's out. That's out. We'll try the Native. And then I ordered a small version of the Drunk Elephant because Khaki really likes that one. She has some similar skin things as me, so I'm going to test that one out. But I did get a travel size like for $9 just to test because this is why I get so upset when something that you depend on gets discontinued without broad communication to warn people about, is because now I'm going to spend all this money testing out other shampoos, and I'm going to have to savor every drop of that because when my scalp does break out from a shampoo that I'm testing, I have to go back to that to save my scalp. And on this trip, I am not brave enough to test a new shampoo abroad, so I am taking my Naturia, and I had to tell my husband, like, you can't use this anymore because what am I going to do? I know that this sounds so dramatic, but it is so unpleasant to have your scalp break out like that. I just added the Terra Moon's Inner Corner highlight that I love, and it's a little cool for what I want out of this look. So I'm going to search for, it honestly might go with Fractal Freesia, something just to warm up the glitz a little bit. I lied. I do not need to be wearing a ton of glitter at somebody else's wedding, you know? So I'm going to get back into that tempera shade and just warm it up a little bit, and hopefully that brightness still comes through. It's a little better. Using my bronzer just to kind of warm everything back up again. But yeah, I know it sounds dramatic. I'm like bummed because now I have to take the time and the money and the energy to find something to replace it. And it's a product that, you know, my comfort kind of depends on because it's not comfortable to have massive breakouts on your scalp that itch and then like really hurt even if they get bumped. So let me know your favorite shampoos down below. I wish I knew the exact ingredients that caused it, but most shampoos. I also don't want silicone. I can't do silicone for the skin on my neck and shoulders. So if you have a silicone-free shampoo that you like, let me know. It doesn't seem to be fragrance, at least some fragrance. Yeah, I don't know. There wasn't really anything crazy in that formula, which is why I think my skin got along with it so well. So please help. I need help going in with the eye bright pencil. But yeah, that kind of put me in a funk too. I was bummed about that. And they had just told me that that wasn't happening. I think this is turning out somewhat well. I do want to take a little bit of this really warm brown though and try to bring some more warmth back because I am quite cool. This, what is this? Incense shade right here. It's like a mid-tone brown, warm. Because that cocoa shade is kind of cool too. So the Dusty Rose, the cocoa, it's all just kind of leaning a little too cool for what I wanted. But yeah, what the heck's going on? I need to check my chart because something ain't right. You know, you ever have those times where you're like, something ain't right? What's going on? It's me. I do think I need like an eyeliner line because I do like a lot of volume at the lash. So I am going to go into that black and do a very thin line. And then wing it a tiny bit just so it follows that shape. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. But I already feel better, honestly. Just sharing that, but mostly sitting down and zoning out and playing with eyeshadow for this long. I am going to crack open a brand new tube of the L'Oreal Age Perfect Mascara. If they have not heard everyone's pleas to not discontinue this product, they need to hire new people, because there's no reason in the world that this product should be discontinued. Hopefully, though, and I said this in another video, hopefully they've caught on to the fact that all they need to do is put tubing in the name. What is with these companies dropping tubing mascaras but not wanting to call them tubing mascaras? I will literally buy any mascara that says it's tubing just to try it out, because they're my favorite kind of mascaras. So I feel like they should be more proud about that, you know? Call it a tubing mascara, please. Now I will say that this gets so much better as it starts to dry out, but I still really like it, and it's super buildable, which the Thrive is not. I actually just cracked open a new Thrive because I just used one up. And that one I really like once it ages. I used it the other day and I was really disappointed. And I was like, I used to love this. And it's because I like it once it gets just a tiny bit dry. This formula starts out drier than the Thrive, but it still gets better with age. Don't we all? Anyway, I love this for weddings. If you have not tried a tubing mascara, please try a tubing mascara, especially if you are going to a wedding or a situation where you will cry tears of joy. I don't usually, but you never know. I'm gonna be sweating, because let me tell you, anytime there's a paid DJ, I'm there. Hopefully the music is good. I feel like it will be, because my family member has excellent taste. I'm gonna be cutting up a rug, y'all, and my eyelashes will still be intact. I don't do falsies. They're not comfortable to me. I will wear them. I wore them on my wedding day. The amazing Demi Wispies, but I'm not a fake lash kind of gal. If you are, more power to you. They're gorgeous. I don't like the feeling. Yeah, it's more smoky in real life. I don't know about the lighting. But I really love this. And I would do this for a bride, but add Wapow shimmer, unless they didn't want that, you know. But that's my speed of bridal makeup. And I got a little bit right there. I think I already know what I'm doing with blush, and it's going to be condensate, because I want to keep the warmth in my face, because that dress is really going to try to compete with that. Every time I do makeup at these weddings, I end up packing like my entire collection. But I'm not a professional, and for me, I never know what I want to do. I never know what I want to do until I see them in person. I'm going to dust a little bit, kind of going up into the eye, because this is a little bit warmer of a blush. Not a little bit, it is warmer of a blush, but it looks very kind of natural flesh on me. And I like to play with colors, and I don't always remember, you know, my family members' eye colors. Some of them I do, but my nieces I do. My sister I do, but the other people that I'm doing I might not always remember, so it's nice to be able to pull out whatever I need. Although I feel like bridal makeup, bridal party makeup is all event makeup, glam makeup. I pull from the same kind of thought and genre for that. So, and it is a large portion of my collection. I will admit, it's the makeup that I love. I really like that. That is a very light blush for me, but again, I don't want to be drawing too much attention to myself. That's weird. This is definitely one of the more rambly, grumpy videos, so I apologize. More fun things will be coming, but I needed to get this one filmed, and I needed to practice this, and I'm really happy. I am going to grab, I think my Fit Glow lip liner in nude and then decide on a gloss. Okay, actually, I'm going to try Buff because it's a little bit deeper. Yeah. I'm going to fill in the corners too. Rub together to blend. And then I think I'm going to wear the Sun Hazed Lip Oil by Beauty Pie. These are just, one, so comfortable, smell delicious, and also are super juicy. And again, this color will kind of give me a little bit more warmth to my face to counteract that kind of sallowness. But yeah, here's the finished look. I will run through kind of a recap of what I would recommend and sign off on this one. Thank you so much if you joined this one and stuck through to the end. I appreciate you more than you know, because I already feel so much better just getting kind of the idea of what I want to do. Playing with makeup always soothes my soul, and I at least feel very pretty while I wash makeup brushes and pack tonight, so thank you again. Just a quick recap of what I would do if I were a bridesmaid and I was wearing a color that might not suit me, as in I'm very neutral to warm leaning and it is a very cool dress. I will say that I like to keep life to the face with some bronziness. I like to keep the cheeks neutral, leaning warm, again, to kind of keep that warmth in my skin. Same with the lips, we're doing a nude that leans a little bit kind of browny warm. And then for the eyes, I love a very bright inner third of the lid with a very smoked out lifted effect in an angle up for bridal makeup, bridesmaid makeup. And I think that this Soft Glam palette is absolutely perfect for it. I could do this entire look with this palette, but I will say the Hindash palettes were made for bridal makeup. It is also kind of a saving formula where it kind of blurs and blends things so easily. So I did use these top two shades for that. You could probably get a very similar look by mixing, these three shades together to get that dusty purple. So don't feel like you have to have both of these palettes. Really what I would focus on is a nice dusty rose, your bronzer, a deeper brown, and then a dark brown eyeliner, and maybe a black to really emphasize the lash line if you like that look. Lots of mascara, and I just think it's gorgeous. Also a shimmer that really kind of brightens up. I do think that this shade is probably much more brightening on people who are a little deeper than me, which is everyone, but I like a little bit more shine, so that's why I did layer that Terra Moon shade. I can always count on that to really brighten. And yeah, I think I'm going to look decent for pictures, thank goodness. And I tried on my dress, it fits, so we're all ready to go. So again, thank you for being here. Sorry if I came off negative. I'm just super bummed about that shampoo, and I'm very pressed for time. So I'm going to sign off here. If I get time tonight, we're going to be filming the reviewing my sketches. If not, that's happening tomorrow morning. So I hope that you have had an amazing week, and I will see you at the beginning of next week. Bye.